Welcome to Perfect Beginning Sparring. In this series, we'll be going over how to get started with actual free sparring. I will take you through some drills of one-step free sparring, three-step free sparring, as well as technique sparring. I will also be going over some footwork, defense, and offensive footwork. So grab paper and pencil, take notes. Better yet, put your uniform on and follow along. And of course, most importantly, don't forget your equipment. Now you're ready to begin perfect beginning sparring. Assisting me, Mr. Younggun Park. We'll be going over some blocking drills as well as attacking drills. So follow along. Are you ready? Before you get started, the most important thing about sparring, safety. Very important. As you can see, we have our hand gear as well as our foot gear, so this way we can be safe. We'll be having a lot of fun, yet no bruises. I like to be extra protected. So as you can see, I'm wearing extra protection. So here we go. First, we'll be starting out with what we call one-step sparring, where attacker comes in with one attack, and defender simply blocks and counters back with a punch. We'll be using 6 of the basics. These are the basics from the winning, kicking, and punching combination tape. So if you have any questions, don't forget to refer to that series. I will step forward first in an attacking position, and Mr. Park will be stepping back in a defending position. Hi-ya! We measure distance. You don't want to be too far, nor do you want to be too close. Remember, you want to be at an ideal distance where you cannot reach that person. So we measure off at about what we call 2 arm length. First technique I'll be using is front punch, or you can use a back fist strike toward his head. Mr. Park will take his front hand, block out, and counter back toward my face. And of course, no contact. His job is to get as close as he can without making any contact. First, slow motion. I will attack, he will block, and he'll counter back. Okay, let's try that fast motion. Now, of course, he knows what I'm going to do. He knows how he's supposed to block. He knows how he's supposed to counter, but he doesn't know when. So here, he's working on his reflexes. As you can see, I'm just setting him up. Let's see that one more time, quickly. So here, I'm working on my explosiveness. I'm working on what we call surprise attack. Okay, let's go to the second one. Now, second one, instead of using the front hand, I'll be using backhand. Same concept. Mr. Park will be doing same outer block and following with back punch or reverse punch to the face. Okay, let's see that. Slow motion. I attack right toward his head, and he should have blocked, and he'll counter back. Okay, let's see the fast motion. Now, when you're attacking, it's very important to attack straight at your opponent. Don't throw those fake punches or don't punch to the side. Okay? Right at your opponent. Don't anticipate what your opponent's going to do. So don't punch and go out to the side as if you're already assuming that he's going to be blocking. You're going to go right toward him. Okay? Fast motion. Again, I set. I don't telegraph. I work on my, what we call, surprise attack. And as you notice, after Mr. Park punched, he came right back. He's ready to block, attack again if he has to. Again, remember, this is simple, one step. One attack, one block, and one counter. One more time, the back punch. And there was a simple block for front punch and back punch, where we used outer block and back punch counter. Now, let's go over that block and counter technique. You don't want to be in a situation where you are too solid, where you can't move. You don't want to be in a stance where you're too upright, where you don't have any balance. You want to be at a comfortable position where you have the balance as well as you have the mobility to move if you need to be. Now let's have your guards up, protecting, and simply your front hand rises and blocks front of your face. Simple outer block. And as the hand comes back, you're delivering the back or reverse punch. And this can be delivered to the face level as well as to the body level. But you saw us doing it to the face. So let's throw all of your counter punches to the face. One more time with me. Are you ready? Okay, block out and counter. Come right back. Don't leave your punch out there. And also, don't leave your block out there. So after you block, don't bring your hand back and then punch. That's too slow. As soon as you block, as the hand comes back, you have to punch. So it's one smooth flowing action. As you block, counter right away. Fast motion. Ready? Go! Block punch. Ready? Go! Block punch. And one more time. Ready? Go! Block punch. And let's try a couple with the yelling. Are you ready? Go! Hi-ya! One more time. Go! Hi-ya! And that was outer block, back punch. And this will block any technique that's coming to your face, whether it's a front punch, a back fist strike, back punch, or even any of the circular kicking techniques such as roundhouse kick. Okay, let's continue on this one-step sparring by using front and back leg, front kicks, as well as side kicks. It's a defense against these techniques. So first, I will be stepping forward to attack. And we measure distance. And I'll be attacking with front leg offensive kick. Once again, I'm too far. So I need to close the gap. When I make my move, Mr. Park will make his move and slide out at 45-degree angle to get away from the line of attack. When I kick, he will simply take the front hand and block down to deflect that kick, and as I land, counter punch to the blind side. Again, to the face level, and his objective is to get as close as he can without making any contact. Okay? Now let's see that in fast motion. Again, I want to be set with no telegraph, working on that surprise attack. Okay, one more time. I close the gap. Mr. Park blocks and counters as quickly as possible. And again, he's back in fighting stance, and I have my guards up, so I can block, I can continue. Mr. Park can block, he can continue. Okay, let's go to the back leg. In this situation, I'll be coming with back leg. Mr. Park will step to the other side and slide out. Again, getting away from the line of attack. As I attack, he'll block to deflect the kick. As I land, he'll counter again to the face level. And as you notice, he's again to my blind side, to my back, where he is safer. Okay, let's try that. One more time, slow motion. As I attack, he slides out to the other side, avoiding the kick, deflecting the kick with the block, and he counters with a back or reverse punch to the face. Fast motion. Remember, I want to work on that surprise attack. And one more time. Now let's continue that on with a side kick, basically same concept. I'm going to be using front leg side kick, so Mr. Park will be going toward his right, toward his back. So as I make my move, just like the front leg front kick, he'll slide out at 45-degree angle, and he'll block and counter. So even though it was a different technique, because the concept is same, he'll be using same footwork, same block, same counter, fast. And the back leg. This time, again, instead of coming with the back leg front kick, I'll be coming with a back leg side kick. Mr. Park wants to move out of the way, away from the line of the attack, slow motion, and he'll block, and he'll counter to the face. Now let's see that fast motion. And one last time. Remember, surprise attack. Those were your one steps from front punch all the way up to back leg side kicks. Now let's go over those blocks and the footwork step by step. Get into a comfortable fighting stance. Draw an imaginary center line. Line of attack. Your opponent's coming in straight in. First we did the blocks against the punch. Now against the kicks. Kicks are coming at a midsection. If you're going to the right, step with right foot. If you're going to the left, step with left foot first. So first your opponent's coming with a front leg front kick. You want to try to go to your opponent's blind side, to their rear. So you take your right foot, slide out, and bring your left foot back with you. And here, I'm away from the line of attack. Let's try that one more time. From here, ready? Slide out. And one last time. Ready? Slide out. And you notice when I come back with my left foot because I'm coming back to my left. So here I'm moving at about 45-degree angle. Now with the blocks, guards up. Slide out first, block quickly, get the guards up. But remember, as the guard comes up, you're supposed to punch right away so you don't waste any time. So let's go over that step by step. Don't go back, stay there, keep that feet. Ready? Block. As the guard comes up, punch. And you should be punching at 45-degree angle because that's where you came from. Don't punch straight. Remember where your opponent is. It's very important you know where to punch. That's called placement. It's also very important you know where to block. That's also called placement. So now you have surprise attack and you also have placement. Third most important thing in sparring, timing. It doesn't matter how good your blocks are. If your block is too slow or too fast, it's not going to work. So remember those three principles. Surprise attack or speed, timing, and placement. Okay, let's try that. Put it all together. Ready? Step, block, punch and yell. Hi-ya! One more time. Ready? Step, block, punch and yell. Hi-ya! And one last time, putting it all together. Step, block, punch and yell. Hi-ya! Now that was a defense against a front leg front kick and front leg side kick. Now let's go to the other side. Your opponent's coming with a back leg front kick or back leg side kick. I'm going to go to the other side, therefore you move your other leg first. And you notice I'm again away from the line of attack. Now if this footwork is a little bit difficult for you, let's break it down a little bit. First, step straight back and change your stance. So you're away from your opponent for a split second. And right away, take that back leg and slide out to your backside at 45-degree angle. So again, you are away from the line of attack. Instead of making two motion, you want to make it in one. Let's do that two-step one more time. Step back first and slide out. Okay? Now, let's not go to the back. Let's step back and slide out same time. Are you ready? Okay, be comfortable. Ready? Go. Facing 45-degree angle. One more time. Ready? Go. Now with the blocks, your opponent's coming in with a back leg, front kick, or even side kick. So you step to avoid, block to make sure when the guard comes up, hiya! Deliver the punch and yell and come right back in a fighting stance so you can block and counter again. One more time. Ready? Stepping out to the side, 45-degree angle. And get that hand ready to block, ready to defend. Ready? Go. Step, block, hiya! Punch and yell. And one more time, a little bit quicker. Ready? Go. Step, block, punch and yell. Hiya! And one last time fast. Ready? Go. Step, block, punch and yell. Hiya! And those were your defense against front punch, back punch. Front leg, front kick, back leg, front kick. And front leg and back leg side kicks. Now, we're ready to put this all together for you. Mr. Park will be doing all the attacks, and I get to defend. Here, you'll be able to see how the attack is done properly. Between each attacks, Mr. Park will be pausing approximately 5 seconds. So this way, I don't know when he's going to be attacking. So he's working on his surprise attack, the element of surprise. I have to be prepared. I'll be working on my timing. I want to make sure I'm not blocking too slow, and of course, never want to block too fast. And third and lastly, placing. Attacker, make sure he gets the right distance, and I, as a defender, make sure I'm blocking at a proper place. So 3 elements again: surprise attack, timing, placing. Let's see that in action. Hiya! 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 Once you have completed the one-step sparring, now you're ready for one-step free sparring. The difference? You don't know what your opponent is going to be doing. In one-step sparring, you knew exactly what your opponent was attacking with, such as punch or front kick or even side kick. In this sparring drill, you don't know what your opponent is doing. This may be a first stage for the actual free sparring or actual fighting. So take it slow. Remember, when you're having fun, that's when you can get careless. So take it nice and slow. First, we're going to be going through slow motion. Not even half speed, slow motion. And we'll have an imaginary about 1, maybe 2-inch shield around our body, so we'll not be making any contact. This drill will help you to block, help you to move, and also, most important, your eye contact. So you don't close your eyes when you see your opponent coming in. Remember, you can't block what you cannot see. So keep your eyes open at your partner and work nice and slow. So let's see this one-step free sparring in action. Hiya! Okay, I will start out first with one-step free sparring. Move around, move to left, right, get the feel of the footwork, and here we go. You notice we're moving around. And we block everything we throw. And also keep your eye on your opponent. And try to get as close as you can. Mix up both hands and both feet. And try different techniques. Front kicks, round kicks, spinning kicks, ridge hand, back fist strikes, front punch, back punch. And remember, take it nice and slow. You're only allowed to throw one technique. No double kicks. No combination kicks. Yes, you're allowed to throw jump kick, but only single techniques. And come on. 차렷, 경례. As you can see, we're having a lot of fun, throwing a lot of techniques. Yet, we got a lot out of it because we worked on our blocking techniques, our footwork, as well as our attacking techniques. This is your one-step free sparring drill. Now you're ready to continue on with our perfect beginning sparring. Now you're into three-step or three-step free sparring. In this section, we'll be working on how to combine some of the techniques, your hands and your feet, to make it into what we call three-step or three-step free sparring. Your opponent will attack with any of the three techniques. And of course, you'll have to defend. When he's completed, you get to attack back with three of your own techniques. So here you get a chance to be a little bit creative. You can make up some of your own techniques. If you're not sure which technique to use, refer back to my winning kicking and punching combination tape. There you'll be able to come up with many different combinations of the sparring techniques. Again, before you get started, remember, always safety first. Hand gear, foot gear. In this case, we've added the rib guard. So make sure before you get started, you're protected. Okay? Bow, fighting stance. 준비, 하야! Mr. Park will be attacking first with three of his techniques. Nice and easy first. Remember, know your limits as well as your opponent's limits. So this way, you don't get carried away. Take it nice and slow first. Remember, the purpose of these drills is for you to learn. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And you notice he yelled at the last technique to signify that he's finished. That also tells me that it's my turn to go. So now I get to throw three of my own creative three-step techniques. Ready? 1, round kick. 2, round kick. 3. Hiya! Punch and yell. And Mr. Park will come back with same or maybe even different techniques. I don't know which one. So let's try one more time, nice and easy. 1, front kick. 2, double kick. 3. And he finishes with a side kick. Now it's my turn. Ready? 1, round kick. 2, spinning kick. 3, hiya! A ridge hand strike. Okay, you've noticed here, Mr. Park had thrown a double kick. In our three-step drill, we did double kick as one technique instead of two, so he doesn't throw me off balance. Okay. Also, he yelled, which also helps me that he completed. So make sure you understand that with each other. Whether it's double kick or triple kick will count as 1 or as 2. So this way you understand the concept of three-step or three-step free sparring. Now we'll move along with the 3 steps. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, hiya! 1, 2, hiya! 1, 2, hiya! Make sure you're blocking everything your opponent throws. Hiya! 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 Nice and slow. Don't get carried away. Smooth. Hiya! Use hands and feet. Hiya! Hiya! Work on your block as well as working on your attack. Hiya! Yelling on your last technique to signify that you have completed. Hiya! Hiya! Chariot, 경례. And there was 3-step free sparring in a straight line. Now, continuing on with our 3-step free sparring, instead of working in a straight line, now we're going to continue on with side steps, circular motions. So this way you can continue to work on your footwork as well as your defensive moves. Okay? Hiya! Okay, once again, take it nice and slow. Okay, and remember, always control. Safety first. Okay? Hiya! 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 Chariot, 경례. As you can see, we're moving around to left, to right, to avoid each other's attacks. Please remember, when you're doing this 3-step free sparring, don't run. Whether you're doing it in a straight line or in a circular motion, always try to stay in range so you can be working on your blocking techniques. Also, eye contact. Very important. Keep your eyes on your target. If you can't see, you can't block. Also, make sure you're not running. That you can practice by yourself. You don't need a partner to do that. So please remember, work with each other, nice, at a comfortable pace for you. Now you're ready to continue on to what we call technique sparring. The reason it's called technique sparring is because you get to work on your techniques. And you're not limited to any numbers. You can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even up to 10. You decide with your partner. Here we'll decide about, let's say, 6 or 7. Once again, Mr. Park will yell at the last technique. And of course, I will yell too at my last technique to let each other know that we have completed. And of course, it's time for the other side to attack back. Okay, let's try that. Bow and fighting stance. Hiya! And here he will throw any technique he wishes. Double kicks, jump kicks, hand techniques. And my job as I retreat is to work out my footwork. Make sure I don't get tangled up. Remember, when I'm going back, my back foot goes first. Okay? And Mr. Park's attacking. I block everything he throws. And I counter back. Hiya! 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 And as you notice, we mixed up some techniques. We did some double kicks. We got a little fancy, did some jump kicks, mixed up the hand techniques. Again, this is technique sparring. Now we take that technique sparring one step further into what we call counter sparring. It's the same concept as technique sparring, except this time, defender get a chance to counter back. at any time. Again, set the rules. Here, we'll only counter back with the hands, whether it'll be a punch or ridge hand or back fist strike, and only making contact to the body. Again, you can set your own rules. Okay, let's see that slow motion. Hiya! Hiya! Okay, now Mr. Park will be attacking, and I will be defending. As he attacks, I get a chance to block and counter back. Remember the two most important things, especially the first one, safety. As he attacks, don't forget to protect yourself. Don't forget to block. Second, since this is counter sparring, don't forget to counter back. Okay? You notice as he's attacking, I'm looking for an opportunity and I counter back. And remember, I have to be very careful that I don't run into his technique as I'm countering. Okay? You got to always be alert. If you don't have an opportunity to counter, you may not be able to. So again, work with your partner and make sure they go nice and slow. And Mr. Park yelled to signify that now it's my turn. Again, as I attack, I have to be on the defense because I know he's going to be countering back. Okay, so I'm attacking, and I have to block that counter. I saw that counter coming, I had to block. So I can't just attack and have my guards all over the place. Okay? Hiya! Now it's his turn. So he gets to attack, and I get to counter back. Now this time, I'm going to try to counter everything that he throws. So make sure I'm blocking. Okay, now it's my turn. Okay, attack, counter back. Hiya! Now it's Mr. Park's turn. Hiya! I'm trying to throw his rhythm off. Hiya! Okay. Hiya! So as you can see, you start out with the technique sparring, where one side attacks and one side just defends. And you can continue on to what we call counter sparring, where one side attacks and the other side blocks and counter. And just like I mentioned to you back in one-step sparring, at the beginning of this tape, don't forget the three principles: attack, block, counter. I call that ABCs of sparring. Attack, block, and counter with the important aspects of sparring. Remember, surprise attack, timing, and placement. Now you're ready for some footwork. So this way, you can work on your balance as well. Get into a comfortable position where you're about shoulder width apart, or maybe your feet are a little bit closer, about 1 foot length. If you're going forward, always move the front foot first. And slide your back foot up. If you're going back, take your back foot and slide your front foot back. Let's try that again. Just from here, take the front foot. Now try to stay on ball of your foot. You're not on back of your heel. Okay, on ball of your foot where you can move front and back. Going front, front foot first. Going back, back foot first. One last time. Going front, front foot first. Going back, back foot first. Now try that a couple times. Front and back. Okay? Front and back. Ready? 1, front and back. Again. 2, front and back. One more time. 3, attack, retreat. Okay, that was just a basic footwork going forward as well as going back. Of course, you can always combine that together. So if I'm going forward in an attacking mode, I'll go front, and I can go front again. If I'm defending, back leg goes first, back, back, and back. You don't want to be going forward and stepping with back foot where you have a chance of tripping over your own foot. So you want to clear the path by moving their front foot forward. So this way, you have a clear path for back leg to come up. So try that a few times. You ready? We're going to go forward first. Ready? 1, 1, 1. Now let's go backwards. Ready? 1, 1, 1. Okay, a little bit faster. Ready? Going front. 1, 2, 3. Going backwards. 1, 2, 3. And try to stay to the closest ground as possible. Don't pick up your foot and hop. Remember, quickest way to travel is in straight line, which means you need to keep that foot close to ground as possible. That's a footwork going front and back. Now let's see that footwork in action. Mr. Park will be attacking with offensive front punch. And you will notice his front foot will be moving first. And I'll be retreating to defend against that front punch. And in this case, I'll be using inner block. And you'll notice my back foot will be retreating first. So as he comes in, I'll block. Again, as he comes in, I'll block. So he gets to work on his footwork and attack. I get to work on my footwork and defense. A couple more times. 1, 2. Okay? Now it's my turn. I'm going to be attacking with offensive front punch. Mr. Park will be retreating, and he will be doing outer block this time. Okay? So as I throw my front punch, you notice his back foot moved first to retreat. If he moves his front foot first, okay, going backwards, going back, there's a good possibility he can trip over his own foot. That's not what he wants. Okay? So here we go again. As I attack, he defends. Okay, let's try a couple more times. Attack and attack. Now let's try to go through that one smooth motion. Mr. Park will be attacking and I will be defending. Okay, 5 times. And now it's my turn. I get to work on my offensive footwork. Remember, front foot moves in first to close the gap between you and your opponent. And yes, this can be done with a different techniques. So this time when I attack back, I'll try different techniques. Okay, I'll do front punch first. This time, back punch. You notice I still step with same foot. I'll do front leg roundhouse kick. But you still notice I moved in with the front foot. So it doesn't matter what technique you're attacking with. If you're moving in offensively, always front foot step. And 2 more front punches. 1, 2. And that was the application of the footwork going front and back. And don't forget, I have mentioned at the beginning of the tape and also at the middle of the tape, and I will mention to you every time you're in a sparring session. Safety. Safety is rule number 1. So don't forget to wear all the equipment, such as headgear. So you're fully protected to the jaw, temple, head, and of course the facial area, and the rib guard, as well as mouth guards. And some of other equipment that can help you, your forearm pads, as well as the shin guards. And of course, the most important thing, the groin protector. Let's continue on with our footwork, moving right to left or left to right. Okay, again, get into the fighting position. We worked front and back. Now we're going to go to right and left, keeping your body sideways so it's protected. So you're protecting yourself, minimizing the target area to your opponent. If you're going to the right, move that right foot first and let the left foot follow. If you're going to the left, move to the left and then let the right foot follow. For a split second, you may be exposing yourself a little bit. However, if you move your left foot while you're going to the right, you may be crisscrossing your feet where you'll be totally off balance. You are in a perfect setup for that front foot sweep where you will be on the floor. So once again, remember, you want to have that nice balance, going to the right, bring that right foot in first, and left foot follows. Going to the left foot goes, and then right foot follows. The easiest way to practice that is stand facing front and move right, left, okay, on ball of your foot. Let's try that. Let's go to the right first. Ready? Right. Again, right. Now let's go back to the left. Ready? Left and left. So it's just simple side stepping. If there is a line of attack, you're avoiding the line of the attack. If the line of attack is here, again, you're avoiding the line of the attack. Simple rule. If you're not there, you can't get hit. Okay, let's try it. We're going to go right, left. As soon as you go to the right, come right back to the left, back to the middle. Now, left to right. Ready? Left and right. Again, be light on your feet. Don't get caught flat-footed or on back of your heel. So let's try that a couple times. We're going to go right, left, right, left. Ready? On ball of your foot. Right, left. 1, 2. Again. Ready? Go. 1, 2. Now let's go to the other side. Left, right. Ready? Go. Left, right. Always coming back to your center position. One last time. Go. Left, right. Now apply this in an actual fighting situation. You're in a stance. Okay? So here, your opponent's coming in. You're going to go to the right first. Bring the left foot in. Once again. Right and left foot in. Okay, let's try that one smooth time. Ready? 1. When you're coming back, think about which foot should move first. Not the back foot, but the front foot in this case, which was left. So remember, doesn't matter whether you're going or coming, always the lead leg. If I'm going to the right, right leg. If I'm going to the left, left leg. Now let's go to the other side. Ready? Left, and then right foot follows. One more time. Ready? Left, and then right foot follows. And when I go back, right foot follows, and left foot continues. And one last time. Ready? Left, and then come right back. And these are your side step footworks. Now you're ready for the application of the side step footwork. In this drill, I'm going to be wearing my headgear, just to make sure. Because I'm having fun, but I want to make sure I'm safe. Okay. Fighting stance. In this drill, Mr. Park is going to be throwing roundhouse kicks, which is a circular motion. That's probably one of the easiest techniques to work this side-stepping drill. You'll see the technique coming from the circular motion. So if he throws a kick from my left, I want to move to my right. Okay? Once again, let's see that. Okay? As he comes in, he kicks it with the right. So I'm blocking with my left hand, and you notice I side-stepped out with my right foot. One more time. So here, as he comes in, I sidestep away from the kick with the footwork, with the block. Now, if he comes from the other side, I may not have time to change my stance. From here, if he kicks from his other leg, I'll just have to move away. Okay, let's say that one more time. He's coming from my right, so you'll notice I'll be moving with my left foot away. So here, as he comes, he kicks, I'm blocking away. Okay, one last time. As he comes in, I move and block. Again, side step, trying to get away. If I can work my side step very well, I may not even have to block because I'm not there. And if I'm not there, I know I'm not going to get hit. But just to make sure, have your guards up, ready to block. Now, I'm going to have Mr. Park throw some techniques. He may throw right leg, or left leg, right leg. He's going to mix it up. And my job is to keep my eye on my opponent and move with him. Remember, footwork. Don't get tangled up. Ready? Go. You notice when it comes from the left, I move to my right. When it comes from my left, I move to my right again. And if it comes from the right, I move to my left. Okay, working on my footwork. He's aiming all the round kicks toward my head. Okay? This way I get a chance to see him straight on, so I can see exactly where it's coming from. And I'm working on the side step as well as the block. And also, I get to work on my eye contact. Okay, good. 차려. 경례. You've just completed the footwork, going front and back and left to right. Try to combine those two together and see how helpful it can be in your martial arts training. Now let's quickly go over all the things that we went through. We did one-step sparring, where you had an attacker and a defender. And there I talked about ABCs of sparring: attacking, blocking, and of course, the counter-attacking. Remember, if you're not attacking, your opponent will be attacking. So there'll always be an attacker. Don't forget to ready to block. And once you've blocked, don't forget to counter. So those are your ABCs. And the three most important aspects of sparring: surprise attack or speed, timing, and placement. I call that STP of the sparring. We continued on to one-step and three-step free sparring, where you're able to use your own technique, your own creative technique. That's why we call it free sparring, one step and three steps. And we went through technique sparring as well as counter sparring, where you are able to block and counter back. Remember, in all of these drills, take it through nice and slow first, slow motion, step by step. Don't get too ambitious. Remember, when you're having fun, you can get carried away. And lastly, we worked on our footwork. So this way it'll help your balance. Remember, balance is the root of everything. If you have a good balance, you will not only have good blocks, but you'll have good attacks, as well as good punching and kicking techniques, which completes all the attacks. And lastly, safety. Safety equipment. Headgear, mouth guard, rib guard. You have forearm pads as well as your hand pads. You have shin pads as well as your foot gear. And of course, you have your groin protector. Please remember, when you're having fun, be safe. And for the safety equipment, I recommend Junri Remax equipment. You have just completed perfect beginning sparring, and you should have mastered all of the different drills that I have gone through. Please keep in mind the ABCs of sparring. A, attacking. B, blocking. And C, following along with the counter. If you remember those three principles of sparring, I'm sure you're on your way perfecting the sparring techniques. I'll see you at the next series.